Alright everyone, I figured I'd do a review with you guys tonight on some of the wrenches that I've showed you in the past. One of them is this K Tools Ford wrench. Kind of hard to see that, but there's a Ford emblem on there. This is a K Tools set that I did a review on. This is a Taiwanese wrench. And you can tell up against a Wright, it's just a little bit, probably a little bit shorter, almost the same size as the Wright tools. Our snap-on is obviously longer. Our ussag is obviously longer. And our husky is obviously longer. Like I said, the other wrench we have here is actually this Wright Tools, Wright grip. This is a husky made in the USA wrench I've had for probably 20-25 years. 13 millimeter. This is a 13 millimeter ussag, Taiwanese made. The manufacturer is actually Italian. Whether they're made in Italy or not, I don't know. From what my understanding is they're made over in Taiwan. If anybody can prove that different, let me know. But as far as I know, these are actually distributed through Black & Decker or under Black & Decker name, and this is actually made in France or engineered in France and manufactured in Taiwan. And our snap-on, you can see that says USA on it. It's manufactured here in the United States, Kenosha, Wisconsin. And this is a flank drive. Got a pair of vice grips here, 13 millimeter bolt, 8.8 grade, has 2 washers on it. Got this tightened down right now, and just so you can see the play in this, and that is a snap-on. This is a used snap-on wrench, but that seems like a lot of play to me. This is a ussag, which has hardly any use on it. You see that it is a little bit tighter, but it's still loose. This is our 13 Husky, and there might be a little bit less play in there, but pretty much the same on all of them, it looks like. This is a brand new wrench. This is a Wright wrench. You see how much play it has. And this right here is the K Tools. You can see right off the bat there's a little bit less than probably all those all together. So what I'm going to attempt to do here is actually break this bolt off with the open end. Like I said, there's a nut on the back, 2 washers, 8.8 grade bolt, which is equivalent to a 5 grade bolt. And we're going to take the open end of each one of these wrenches and see if we can break the head of this bolt off. First one we'll start off with is the K Tools, and then if it can't do it or rounds the bolt, I'll either use the snap on the ussag or the Wright wrench, one of these with the additional flank drive on the end of the wrenches, to see if it will remove it after it's been stripped out. Alright guys, here we go. And all we managed to do here is actually strip the bolt out. But either way, this is no easy feat. It takes a lot to actually do that. You're probably looking over 30 to 40 pounds to do something like that. No damage to the fastener. Everybody brags about how Flink drive is so much better. No marks on the bolts. But yet they say a Chinese wrench ain't worth squat. Well, it looks like this one did a pretty good job. Let's see if we can get this out and get our washers and continue on here. You see it's coming out of there, but it ain't coming out very willingly. Like I said, it completely stripped the threads out on it. But we're going to see if we can salvage our washers to continue this little test. As you can see, it tore the threads up on that with the open end of it. Granted, this is only a 5 grade bolt. You see the damage that was done with this was obvious from me slipping with the wrench, not having it perfectly flat. But there was no damage to this bolt prior to that. We're going to continue. We're going to do this test again with the Husky. Brand new bolt, brand new nut. The reason why I'm using 2 washers, it's going to ensure that we have a little bit of slippage so that we're not actually biting up on the head of the bolt and fighting this nut on the back side and catching on the open end. This is our Husky wrench right here. Might be a little easier this time because we have a little more leverage. Or is the open end going to flare open on this? You can see how much force that took to break that That was with an open end of a 13 millimeter on a Husky wrench. We'll see about repeating this again. I'm going to try to clamp this nut a little tighter so hopefully it doesn't strip the threads out like it did on the first one. And we'll repeat this test with the K tools. Now we already know the Wright tool, the snap-on, and ussag will do this. Clamp that in the other direction here. Sure we get a real good bite there. Like I said, we went back to the K tools wrench. Now, does it have the ability to do this? I'm going to try to keep this in the frame, but this is taking a lot of effort considering I don't have a vise here. And you can see the K tools just spread. Here's a Husky. And the Husky broke it. So the quality of this wrench, as good as snap-on? Probably not. But you've seen the amount of force that was used to actually spread this wrench apart. I don't see any damage to the wrench. But it almost feels like the wrench has been compromised, like it flares. Maybe I'm wrong, but still I don't think this is a bad wrench for the cost. This was 50 bucks. I don't remember what I paid for this particular set back in the day, but it probably wasn't no more than $50 for a full set of standard and metric. This Wright wrench, we obviously know that this will do it. We've seen the Torque Test channel do it as well. We know this snap-on will do it with the flank drive on it. We've seen this test done as well on the Torque Test channel. And the ussag. All these are good wrenches, and like I said, you don't have to break the bank to actually get the job done. Before I even did this test, we did this test in the shop with a number of different wrenches. I got people in the shop that have gear wrench, which couldn't do the test, but then they had a different set of gear wrench that would do it and break the bolt. We had some people in the shop that had Huskies that would do it as well. Everybody in the shop has had a set of snap-ons. We know that they will do it. And the open end will do it. As far as a non-flank drive. No one in the shop besides myself has a set of ussags. We tried the same test with a Pittsburgh wrench and it flared the ends as well. But there was a number of other oddballs in the shop. I believe it was Goodyear wrenches and a few other ones that still did the same job. Granted, this is not a tests like they perform, on other YouTube videos, as far as the 8 grade 3/8 thread 9/16 head bolt. But I mean, this should give you some kind of indication of how much force you can put on an open end wrench, and I really doubt you're going to be breaking bolts loose with the open end of it. And all in all, I'm really not disappointed with this wrench, even though it could not do the same as what this USA wrench or any of these wrenches could do. But this wrench is also shorter. It only costs probably 1/10 of the cost of those, if not less than that. So, like I said, you got snap-on wrenches here if you bought them from 10 to 24, which are over $1,000. You got ussag wrenches, which with this special design on the open end, they only go from 7 to 19. And this is the same wrench that you'll find as far as an RBT for Mac tools. So if you buy Mac tool ones, this is the same exact wrench. They're owned by Stanley, under the umbrella, or owned by Stanley Black & Decker. So, same wrench. You could probably find yourself a set of Huskies online, made in the USA, probably through eBay. There's a number of other places that sell as far as auctions and so forth like that. Maybe you'll be able to find them between $50 and $100. This is a good wrench. You don't have to break the bank or spend $1,000 on a set snap-on, to get the job done. This is Wright tools. This set right here goes from 7 to 24. If you want them in non-polished, you can find them for just under $300. If you want them polished, they're probably just a little over $300. I believe you can find them on Amazon and a few other places. My delay for ever buying a set of Wright wrenches is I never had a dealer that would warranty them or anything. And at the time I bought my snap-on wrenches, these Wright wrenches were probably not much more. I believe I paid $350 for my set from 10 to 19, and a set from 10 to 24 back then was probably still in the same price area, between $200 to $300. And I just had a snap-on dealer coming to me, and I didn't have anybody that sold Wright tools, so never bought them. So I just bought these recently. I thought they were going to come satin for the price I bought them for, but they actually come chrome, so I'm very happy about that. And I'll actually do a review of these showing how they came later on here, probably either today or tomorrow. So, like I said, all in all, I really don't think this is a bad wrench. I don't know, I hope that answers some of you guys' questions on your debate as far as your snap-on and your Mac and everything else. Like I said, a lot of guys in the tools have tools in the shop had Mac tools, Cornwell tools. Even the Cornwell wouldn't do this. The Mac would. A couple of the Matcos wouldn't do it. Had an open-end snap-on that would do the same thing to this bolt, break it off. So just because it has this special flank drive on the end doesn't make it, worth $1,000. And this one's not even $1,000. This is $132 on Mr. Worker if you wanted to buy a set and import them. So I really don't see where this special design, just because it's made in the USA, makes it worth $1,000 for a set of wrenches. But I'll let you guys, use your own judgment, and hopefully this encourage you not to be afraid to buy some of these other brands, or source for other USA products. There's a lot of resources out there. Torque Test Review channel did quite a few reviews on wrenches, and a lot of them really didn't do bad. You're not gonna get an open end to perform anywhere near what this flank drive on this Wright wrench, or this is a Husky, but this ussag or the snap-on, you're just not going to get them to perform a regular open end to perform like those. But I just wanted to show you guys the amount of force it actually takes to break one of these bolts. And for an open end to do that, especially on an 8mm fastener, 13mm head, for it to break with an open end like that, I mean, that's quite a feat. So I don't know, like I said, you guys do your own judgments. Give me a like, share, and subscribe if you like the video, and if you have any questions below, just let me know. I'll try to answer them. Thank you. Have a good night.